one of the biggest things that is a constant frustration, and I'll use the term ailment, I guess. One of the constant problems I'm always facing day in, day out, apart from the money problems, apart from the healthcare problems, and all the things that my sister and I have to deal with, the foremost thing is not having enough time. Just not having enough hours in the day to do the things I want to do, and always having every day or every other day things that are so time consuming. You know, and if you like followed my tenure on YouTube, on my main channel, I mean, now is kind of an unprecedented time for me, because as of December of 2014, it's the first time I've been able to actually keep up with my passions, my love of anime being the top tier these days, and anime coverage, watching shows, doing reviews of them episodically, sometimes full series reviews. And it very much was not the case if you went back past, you know, December of 2014. Anyone who has stuck with me for a very long time, since 2011, when I began, really, it was February 2011, from the start, I've always been a strictly mobile-only user. You know, I don't have a computer hooked up to the internet, don't have cable at home, and so I can't watch new shows and everything. And so it's only through the help of friends that I can usually watch, like, the new episodes of Doctor Who, which I've been covering Series 9 as of the time of this recording, made accessible to me by a good friend through YouTube. And when it comes to the anime episodes, I almost could never watch them, you know, unless they were made mobile-friendly or were uploaded to YouTube and I could just stream it, you know, that kind of situation. And it got very frustrating and very... I was near incapable of keeping up with all of my passions through my time. You know, it went from starting off relatively bad, but okay, to getting just escalating worse and worse and worse as time went on, and things becoming more and more impossible to keep up with. And it really depressed me and frustrated me, and I had the support of a lot of different people. Some have come and gone, some I have separated and parted ways with, you know, but I've been very grateful for the kind people who have supported, you know, my continuing doing these things, whether it be comic book coverage, whether it be anime coverage, Doctor Who coverage, you know, Star Trek stuff, novel reviews, everything that I do when I follow my passions, when I have the time to be able to do these things. And so it's equally frustrating to me, because now I'm at a time, you know, it's unprecedented, really. It really is for me, where because I was able to finally upgrade my mobile device back in December of 2014, now I have much more access and have the capability of staying, you know, in step with all the new anime series and seasons, which I've been trying to do on and off for the last couple of years. But finally I'm at a point where the last couple seasons, you know, there's 4 seasons every year, and each one brings with it a new season of anime. Some series cross over from one to the other, but you know, we're just basically entering, as of the time of this recording, the fall season of anime. And so it's one of my passions to want to watch, you know, a select number of these shows, as many as I can, to do reviews of them. And, you know, because of that, coinciding with just the daily routine that my sister and I have to go through, we have to go to food banks sometimes to make ends meet, you know, weekly, bi-weekly, if we're lucky, if we're having a good month, we can stretch it out a little bit. But it takes me away sometimes from being able to have more time to interact with friends online and everything. Sometimes, you know, my brother from another mother, I don't go, you know, an entire week before finally I get around to responding to an email and such like that, just because every day is so exhausting, and I never get enough sleep. But I wish I didn't have to sleep at all, because I feel like there's not enough hours in the day. There's just so much I always have to do every day, day in, day out, and there's only so much time I can fit all the things I want to do in. So it's like, you know, when I'm invited to talk amongst a group about Doctor Who episodes, and I have to, you know, I have things I need to do offline, and I also want to cover anime. It's like I really have to be stringent with how I allocate my time. And I'm lucky. It's just by, you know, the skin of my teeth that I'm able to get all these things done when I can do them. You know, I wish I had the opportunity to be on Zoomcasts and things like that much more frequently now that I have the capability. There was a time when people would ask me and I'd have to say flat out, no, I don't have a device that's capable of it. I can't. Now I can, and I don't have the time. I just don't have the ability. Even just recording this video, I'm recording it in the middle of a day where I got to go back out in a little while again, and it's just a pain in the ass. Like, nothing can ever just be unbridled good. There's good and bad in every frickin' day, in every equation. And it's just, I don't know, it's monotonous sometimes when I want to be able to interact with people, when I want to have a conversation. And, sometimes all the time I have is to get the reviews that I want to do done, and then just wait and see if people will talk in the comments back and forth. And because I don't have the free time to just sit around usually. I have books that I'm either currently reading or desperately want to read, and the only time I get to read them really is on bus rides to and from somewhere, or I'll have like maybe 10-15 minutes during a video upload that I just barely managed to fit in that day. And yeah, so it's just like I enjoy it, for the most part. I wouldn't keep doing it. I wouldn't keep trying to do it if I didn't enjoy it. But even then, sometimes there's that sort of niggling voice down, in the back of my brain, like, maybe give it up, maybe dial it back. And the thing is, I wouldn't be happy having to do that. As unhappy as it can make me to not have enough time, to not have enough hours in the day, to not be able to keep up with everything I want to do, the joy that it gives me to be able to keep covering the anime episodes every week, the joy it brings me to fit in that time of day to read a book, whatever it is, it's like that's too much to ever really want to let go of. Unless I ever, in the waking circumstances of life, if ever there was a possibility of finding something that yielded more joy or more happiness, I don't know what that would be. I have no concept of what it might be that could take me, make me willingly walk away from doing the things that I do because I enjoy it so much. But it doesn't come without a price. Sometimes doesn't come without regrets, in that I have to limit what I can do because of the time limits that I'm subject to, really, in the daily routine. And but we just keep on moving, just keep on rolling with the punches and getting as much stuff done as possible. And hopefully, if you're watching this video, hopefully you're a friend of mine and you know where I'm coming from, and I got time for you when it's available to me. But hopefully you enjoy hearing what I have to say. You enjoy watching the videos that I do, and on some level you can maybe even relate whether you make videos or not. And I just feel like, having lost so much in my life early on in life, parents, grandparents, everything, my sis and I are, all we got is each other, really. I don't ever want anyone to think that I don't see, friendship and their guidance and their just, I see it all as cumulative. I see us all as being on the same ball of wax. This rock in space. We're all the same. Doesn't matter what we look like on the outside, what our interests are, all these things. I never will allow myself to take those things for granted. Sometimes I may seem distant. Sometimes I may seem like I got a lot on my plate, and thus, that's kind of the resultant factor why I may seem distant. Other times it's other reasons, don't get me wrong. I mean, there are some people who are less than savory, that are a little too negative, and that I don't want anything to do with. Can't let bygones be bygones. Always find new reasons to try to break up the pack, so to speak. And I have no taste for that. So sometimes that's a factor as well. But yeah, one laments one relates, hopefully, and just see what tomorrow brings. Best you can do.